practical applications from the field of psychology. It is defined as an interpersonal and collaborative process through which one facilitates growth or change in another person by adopting certain attitudes and employing certain skills relevant to the context. Some of the features of counseling are that it is preventive and curative. It is used to solve mild and common problems like social adjustment difficulties, interpersonal relationship difficulties, and problems related to education, career, personal growth and development, etc.
Hello! So, the ultimate goal of a counseling is to resolve a person's internal emotional difficulties. So, this is where the counselor and the counselee sits together and they try to analyze the situation and find a solution for the problem. If not, at least the root of the problem. So, here the counseling helps the person to divert their mind and understand the situation better, and the counselor also sets the counselee a few goals which is done after analyzing the situation. Thank you. Hi, counseling is how many people think is not giving you immediate solutions. It is a long process with a lot of benefits. Counseling is a process which helps you locate your emotions. It helps you find what your true cause for the problem is. It helps you divert your energy and your thoughts in a particular direction and not let it scatter all throughout. Counseling helps you know yourself better, give you a boost in self-esteem. It makes you know and feel that you don't need validation from other people and you have the whole universe inside. Counseling also nurtures your mind and your behavior so that you could attract energy based on the way you think. So counseling is needed for anyone who feels even a little disturbed, because counseling is also a wet obsession where as soon as you talk you feel better. Thank you.
Seems to be common misconceptions about counseling. That is, if you go see a therapist, you are considered to have serious mental problems, which might be true in a few cases, but the reality is that most people just need someone with whom they can discuss their problems. Sometimes it may be difficult for us to open up to our family and friends, but counseling provides us a safe space in which we can talk about anything. This misconception is because people are either scared of it or lack knowledge about it. Sometimes asking for help might make us feel vulnerable and scared, but this is when counseling helps. It helps us improve our self-confidence and helps us view our problems from a very different perspective. It helps us in knowing that we are not alone and there can be a solution for every problem.
Hi, my name is Athira and I'm here to talk about signs you should look out for when you need to see a therapist. So it may take some consideration before you actually decide that you're ready for therapy. You might want to wait and see if time, lifestyle changes, or the support of friends and family improves whatever you're struggling with. Psychological associations suggest considering therapy when something causes distress and interferes with some part of your life, particularly when thinking about coping with the issue takes up a lot of time and it takes up at least an hour each day. The issue causes embarrassment or makes you want to avoid others. The issue has caused your quality of life to decrease. The issue has negatively affected school, work, or relationships, and you've made changes in your life or developed habits to cope with this distressing issue. Therapy, you may be thinking about the possible drawbacks or limitations. Cost might be a concern for you. You might also be aware that therapy is often difficult. Trauma or other painful events from the past can be frightening to remember, recall, and talk about, much less discuss it with someone else who is a complete stranger. So even if you aren't dealing with trauma, working through challenges isn't necessarily easy, and therapy isn't a quick fix. Therapy also requires honesty with yourself and with the therapist you work with, and it takes a lot of time. But if you're willing to do the work, therapy can be very rewarding. It's a safe, judgment-free space where you can share anything with a trained professional who is here and willing to help. So go reach out if you have any issues, if you need help, and good luck and happy healing.
I'd like to talk about how we can encourage someone to seek for a therapist or go for counseling. One is by providing support. There is a lot of taboo around the concept of mental health. So we can provide them support by telling them that awareness is increasing and it's completely valid how they're feeling, and they ought to be helped because their feelings are completely valid. And if the behavior is affecting them a lot, we can support them instead of being harsh on them and helping them out. Another way is to be prepared for any form of resistance. They will be hesitant to seek for a counselor or to go to a therapist, so we must be prepared for that form of resistance. Instead of lashing out on them and saying that you have to go, we must be understanding of their viewpoint also. Another point is to be sensitive to the setting of you and the relationship between you and the person whom you're asking or encouraging to seek for help. If suppose somebody has revealed their issues to you, we must be sensitive to that, and we can't publicly call them out and say you should go to a therapist in front of like an entire classroom, for example. We must be more sensitive to the environment around us, and we must be willing to help them out in a way that sensitizes their feelings and validates them, rather than calling them out in front of people, etc. Another way we can support them is by actually offering to help. By that I mean we have to help them find out resources if they would like to go for an online mode of counseling or offline mode of counseling, or if they would prefer to go to a therapist which is nearby their house. We must find out the various places which offers counseling, and we must help them out rather than just telling them point blank without meaning our words. These are the ways we can encourage someone to seek for a therapist or go for counseling. But day by day, mental health awareness is increasing. Every second of every day there is change being made, and if we can make that change, it's well and good.